Yo, what's happening, people? And welcome back to the Tiki Taka podcast, where you're going to hear hot takes, unbiased opinions, and hopefully have a couple laughs along the way. And after a blockbuster weekend, some big fixtures, rivalries are building in the Premier League, and none more so than Man City versus Arsenal at the Etihad. The game ended 2-2, but there's loads of talking points. So I mean, the best way to try and go through these is to try and do them as they kind of happened in the game, so to speak. So first off, the tone is set.
Yeah.
5 seconds in.
Haaland, 100 Premier League goals. Well, 5 seconds in.
Yeah, Havertz. Tone of the game set. Rodri trying to block him off. Yeah. And Havertz lays him out, puts him on the floor.
I love that from Havertz.
Rodri trying to get him sent off. And Rodri spent a lot of time on the floor.
You see, you was telling me Rodri waved his finger at him.
Yeah. Rodri came back and was like pointing at him. And that was Rodri trying to get him sent off. So all these guys talking about the dark arts of Arsenal, let's not pretend like Man City don't do that.
Well, I don't think anybody ever has won the Premier League without mastering the dark arts.
Yeah.
So,
but that from Havertz let us know these guys we're ready for this.
I think me and you were having a conversation several times before this game about like how hungry our players will, like how me and you would have taken a draw before the game, but how hungry our players were to win the game.
And we said the players' mentality needs to be, we need to win this game.
Yeah, 100%. But we knew that, and we knew it would be that. And as you say, talk about setting the tone. I hear you talking shit. Hold this.
Yeah.
Doof.
Yeah. Rodri had a lot to say at the end of last season about celebrating draws.
Yeah, exactly. So what these guys...
How the tables are turned. You're celebrating the draw now. But yeah, look, Havertz sets the game, and then you mentioned it briefly there. After that, the Haaland goal. Haaland's 100th goal for Man City. It's a well-worked goal. Brilliant bit of play from Savinho. Obviously, guys
got it.
Yeah, guys are getting onto Calafiori, and he got cooked there, which he did. But it's top level stuff from Savinho. So
I think I was also saying before the game that like when somebody's going into a game with a chance to get a record 50 goals, 100 goals, whatever it is, and it's Arsenal, just book that.
Yeah,
that's just gonna happen. So once he blanked versus Inter and blanked versus whoever else they were playing before that, well, did he even blank? But definitely blanked versus Inter. I was like, oh yeah, this is guaranteed. This is just gonna happen. And you're right, man. It was kind of too easy from us. I've never really seen us concede a goal like that for a while. Just like I know João Pedro happened the other week, but that was again down to 10 men.
Yeah. On that, I want to talk about Arteta's gamble in this game.
True.
Because for Arteta to decide last year, they came out and said that our plan wasn't to play how we did when we went to the Etihad, which was kind of sit deep and defending a low block, keep them out, maybe play for the draw and whatever. I think Arteta this year went there fully ready to go there to try and win the game. Right, so last year you never saw Arsenal in the sort of position that we were in when City scored their first goal.
Yeah.
Arteta never took those risks in the game at the Etihad last year. Everyone was tight, everyone was compact. There wasn't really a time but this game we tried to put a press on, and I was willing to accept that. Like Man City are that good, they're that top level that if you try and be a bit more aggressive, they can punish you. But we need to at least try and go toe to toe and try and have more of an impact in this game.
And you saw that. We definitely saw. I was saying that like you could see, as you say, the intent to also play football when they were pressing us at the back or in and around it. But I think
first goal kick, right, is passing it out.
Yeah, exactly. I think to your point though that fans and the players should and can have a different mentality. I think it can be the same between the manager and the players. I think maybe last year, Arteta, as he said, he wanted the game to play out differently. He did want to win that game. But he saw that the team potentially didn't feel as if they could actually go to the Etihad. They probably thought, we'll take a draw type of thing.
And also City are just that good that I think in that game, they pushed us back. They penned us in, and we didn't really have the opportunity.
And you like a team can definitely. How many other teams have succumbed to that? When you get on it at the Etihad and they're on it, and they're passing it about, and you think, "Oh man, actually, I need to,
It happened to Real Madrid last year.
I need to brace ourselves." But it leads to the point as well that I was telling you of the baby steps. I think because of the result last year, because we got a draw last year, because we improved, because we showed them that defensively we can be this team. The team came to play this year. So as much as Arteta set them up differently and Arteta took a gamble, Calafiori, let's press, let's play out from the back. I think intrinsically the players who had got the draw last year, a lot of them, Gabriel Saliba, all these guys who was there,
Rice.
Rice. This time around, they were saying, yeah, we can actually. We've been toe to toe with them before. We know what they're about. We've got different players now. We've got better players now. And you could just feel it from the players as well themselves who wanted to play out from the back. Califrey wants to take the ball on, go inside. Timber wants to sort of go down the right wing. And it was really good to see. I think the first half was super, super, super interesting, man.
Yeah. Well, after Haaland's goal, Rodri gets injured. And the rumours are that that's an ACL. I say rumours. Ornstein dropped his bomber.
Yeah.
But still nothing confirmed from Pep or Man City yet. But if that is the case, we should stop smiling.
I'm beaming. I literally can't feel my teeth. I can't help it. I think.
But yeah, I think. Look, Rodri's done a lot of questionable things involving Arsenal and Arsenal fans over the years, right? And he's come out with a lot of stuff and he said a lot of stuff. So it's never really a case of being happy that a player's injured, right? Like, obviously on the deeper level, the ACL stuff is hard, it's painful, it's difficult to come back from.
He's a human being, whatever.
On the deeper level. But look, Rodri's done enough stuff to Arsenal fans. And if we're just looking at it, forget about Rodri and his recovery and everything, just from a football perspective, which we're trying to do here. We're not trying to get personal or do anything, right? From a football perspective, Man City missing Rodri for potentially the season makes it easier for someone else to win the title.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like, yeah, if you watch football, if you know who Pep is, if you know the stuff that he's doing, he needs a guy like Rodri to be the enforcer, to get it all, to do it all, really. Not even just be the enforcer, to be everything.
Yeah. 6, 8, 10.
All exactly. 6, 8, 10, all action, be the mentality monster as well on top of that, be the coach on the pitch as well on top of that. Like, you have to be Fernandinho. You have to be all these guys who've played in that position before for Pep, man. And you could see it just in this game, let alone for the course of the season.
Yeah.
You want to know how
after he went off?
Yeah.
Immediately.
We get 2 goals.
Calafiori. I was watching it back. I think Rodri goes down in maybe the 15th minute. He ends up coming off the pitch around the 19th minute. Yeah, and Calafiori scores in the 21st.
Yeah.
So as soon as Rodri comes off the pitch, and City fans have said when Rodri came off, their tempo stifled, everything became a bit more difficult. But I thought Rico Lewis and Kovacic were those guys, but apparently so not in this game. And the Calafiori goal. Where does that come from?
We were saying
X Factor.
More than X Factor.
From our left back.
X Factor.
We needed the X Factor, and our left back has it.
There's so many things to say about this goal. I'll start off by saying, to get this out of the way, this should not go in. This shouldn't. When Martinelli rolls it back.
In any stadium.
In almost any state of game, at any time. Yeah. When Martinelli rolls it back, Calafiori should either keep it, whatever, pass back out to Martinelli. Maybe even the first time ball in. But the technique, the swaz, to somehow, he almost like cuts his backlift short.
Yeah.
Just
kind of stabs at the ball.
Just to get the extra oomph on the ball. And as soon as it leaves his foot, as soon as he leaves his foot, you can see it going. And I'm already stood up at home. I'm screaming. I'm clapping. You see Edison, there's nothing better than watching a keeper fly. Yeah. And you've just realised, it's past.
And it's still gone in.
Yeah.
And it's one of them that's swerving away from the goal. So he has to get it.
It's beautiful, man.
Spot on.
And the celebration.
Yeah.
Love that. Gripsing up the manager, screaming, pointing, you're the one. Thank you for bringing me
here. Is this a dream? He asked Arteta.
Thank you for bringing me here. I'm ready to put in the work. Yeah. As we were saying, like, this,
and on your
full debut, as you say, we're a team begging, screaming out for X Factor up top. And it's the left back who's putting it in from 25 yards.
We both said that if City go 1-0 up, that's probably game done.
That's it.
On Saturday.
We both said 100. I was saying 100% on any group chat. We're not scoring today.
Yeah. I didn't think we would, and I also didn't think we would keep a clean sheet. So I thought it was going to be a difficult game. But then for Calafiori, we said the only way was a set piece penalty or something, right? But yeah, for Calafiori to step up and do that in the Etihad, make it 1-1 on your debut.
Especially after going a goal down and quote unquote being cooked by Savinho. So for him, even in that same half, to have the
balls in the
exactly, I was gonna say audacity, bravery, confidence to be like, Yeah, I'm just gonna slap
gonna
this one
take
top.
this on,
This
yeah.
one top bins
Yeah,
first time.
yeah.
Referee, get out the way.
Yeah,
Boom.
not think twice about it. Just
Not look over his shoulder for a better ball. Nothing.
And that's what you get with the left footer at left back.
Yeah.
Right, that's the maybe small differences, the small margins and whatever. But yeah, unbelievable goal. And then right before halftime, Gabriel goal, set piece.
Gabriel should have had two.
Yeah, he should have. But I want to talk a bit about Gabriel's aerial ability from set pieces. I saw Mark Noble talking about it, and he was like, Gabriel, the hunger to get on that ball when it's coming in. He was like, I've not seen things. He was comparing it to Craig Dawson, who comes lumping over the top to try and get his head on anything.
I've said it before on this pod, I think. Like when Gabriel's coming for these balls, he jumps into the first. That for the goal,
yeah,
the net catches him.
Yeah,
the ball goes in. Gabriel goes in right after it, crashing behind it. Yeah. The net has to keep him up. He has to keep like three players up.
Pep actually makes a change from the first one that he should have scored.
Yeah, to put Walker in.
Doku was on him. And Walker's trying to do his little like.
I was telling you, my brother was saying, next time we're gonna have to switch it up. They're gonna clock onto Gabriel. It's like, clock onto Gabriel.
You can't clock onto Gabriel.
Bro, who's stopping that?
Yeah.
Who doesn't know that Gabriel's a threat?
He's a 6'4" man mountain running full speed.
Who wants it more?
Will do anything to get his head on it.
You jump in front of you. Yeah. Head to head, whatever. I'm getting this ball into the back of the net.
And obviously that puts Arsenal 2-1 up.
Yeah, and we were also saying like away they Gabby, the big away goals, man. Just last week.
Yeah, Tottenham, Anfield,
Stop
Etihad.
this. Go back to last week's episode.
Yep.
Just times it by 2.
Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. Like away day Gabby, these goals are some of my favorite goals just whenever they come in any sort of game. When someone just gets dunked on at the back post, let alone for Arsenal in the biggest of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's our Brazilian centre-back that's getting it done. But I've also got a lot of time for Nicolas Jova, man. I love this goal for Gabriel's piece, but for everybody else's involvement as well. Martinelli, when Sky Sports did the top and bottom thing of the Gabriel chance and the Gabriel goal, and you can see, like, I guess to the naked eye, it could just be a ball in the box, Sky heads it type of thing. But when you see what Jova's doing, it's like an NBA play. Literally, it's like
every man's got their job.
What were they calling it? What was LeBron and JJ calling it?
Like, America's play
after a timeout.
The ATO.
The ATO. You know,
don't fuck up the ATO.
Yeah, this is it. This is the ATO.
We've just spent a 40-second timeout drafting this play. Everyone should know their job. We've trained it all.
You go there. You do this.
Yeah,
you set the screen.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. And Martinelli sets the screen. All these guys move to the back post. Yeah. White is in there making sure, but it's weak keeping from Edison. Don't get me wrong. He should come out and click. We've seen what Raya's done in the second half.
But Martinelli's come from his blind side as well, though, which is obviously, again, something they've worked on.
But when you look at the standstills, there's like 2 or 3 guys who are 6 foot plus in front of Edison. In front of Edison. And Gabriel's leaping there with like ferocity. I love that from the over, man. I love all of that, those details, because those are points. If you don't go 2-1 up, we lose the game.
Yeah. 100. Because after that, literally seconds before halftime, Trossard gets his second yellow.
Yeah.
He gets sent off. And then the whole second half is 11 v 10. But the Trossard red card, any complaints?
Nah, man. You know what? Everybody's talked about referees. Everybody's going to go on and on about referees. Trossard shouldn't do it. He knows he shouldn't do it. It's one of these ones I do hear him out, whatever, years of football, your brain, you're like unconscious type of thing. There's only 0.8 seconds or whatever before. Trossard knows he shouldn't. We just had that last week.
Yeah.
So I want to potentially kill Trossard more than the ref, but I disagree with the rule entirely.
Yeah.
For Trossard to miss.
The rule is, I think it's a bigger problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. For
Trossard to miss 45 minutes of that game plus and all of the next game.
Which luckily is Bolton.
Which luckily is Bolton. But for just those 2 offences, if you look at them, is that really worth missing a game and a half of football for? Is that where we're at now?
Yeah. I mean, look, the first one, he's always going to get a yellow card for because he's pulled Sabino's shirt back, so no complaints. The second one, and I said this with the Declan Rice thing, and I actually think the Declan Rice one was a lot more harsh than this one. That if you're already on the yellow card, I find it hard to have sympathy with you.
I hear that.
And you said he's clattered Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
And then he's gone and kicked the ball away. So you were like, the ref's like, are you taking the piss?
Taking the piss?
Like,
I hear it.
Like, you could have been booked for clattering Bernardo Silva.
The thing is, I hear the problem is with this shit. I hear both sides of the coin. The ref is looking like, are you taking the piss? But then I also do hear the like, you as a referee, keep your head, realize where you're at, context of the game. You're a human being before a referee, all this kind of stuff. Like, it's seconds before halftime, you could literally just say, none of that, boys. Let's go in. Been a good half. We'll see you in the second half. Like, you don't need to insult yourself and be the main
the
talk.
game about
yeah. But I'm sure there's a KPI on it. I'm sure there's a Howard Webb KPI from above. If you give out these many yellows and reds for delayed restarts, you'll get this and that.
And also that, like, there needs to be a consistency with it, because it does just seem to be happening to Arsenal at this point.
Yeah.
Right. So Bosley had one, Doku had one, João Pedro had one.
I was hearing a podcast make the point that, well, yes, we've obviously suffered the most from it now, but in theory, moving forward, we should benefit a lot from it. Same thing with what Arteta was saying of, like, I'm expecting 100 Premier League games to end with 10 or 9 men.
Yeah.
Like, once we got Leicester, we got Southampton, we've got Bournemouth. Yeah. Say those are the games that we're setting the tempo, we're dictating the play, we're a goal, or whatever the situation is. And teams want to start wasting time versus us. If this is what will piss me off if it doesn't happen in those games. Because you know they're going to do it. You know they're going to kick the ball away. You know they're going to start feel the pressure and want to start, kicking balls away, making sure our players don't take free kicks early. You know, Partey's on it with the early free kicks. So if it doesn't happen, if ref is giving those guys second chances, I'll lose my head. But
I agree.
In theory, we should also be the benefactor of that. And I love it for a team to get a man sent off.
And that's the only thing. You just need to, like, okay, I can accept that Trossard's going to be sent off for that, but then I need to see that consistently.
Exactly. Right? Don't be telling guys none of that. Don't be telling guys, send him off.
The worst thing is I'm asking for it, but I know it won't be consistent. It already hasn't been consistent. So,
that's all there is to say on it.
Yeah, that's enough on that. Second half performance now.
Yeah,
we can just talk about that on the whole, because obviously wave after wave of Man City attack. Mikel Arteta sent his team out there without a striker, played like a 5-4, and just told Havertz to drop in, do a shift on the right, took Saka off, Martinelli, and both of those two worked like dogs in that second half.
Back, I think the whole team did, man.
So, yeah, for sure.
But I agree with you.
The midfield partner, Rice and Partey, both of them were immense.
Yeah. I was just like damn near tearing up, man, watching that second half. I've never seen us that hungry and like dig deep, because I was fearing the worst. At halftime,
because an early goal.
Yeah,
from Man City in that second half.
The Trossard red card couldn't have come at a worse time, because I just had 15 minutes to just shake my head and be like, they're just gonna. I was thinking of all the spaces, Gundo and.
I literally sent that message.
Yeah.
I said, there's no way Foden, Gundo, Bernardo, Cover, Grealish,
don't find the spaces.
Doku, Savinho don't find the spaces.
But there wasn't any spaces.
And there wasn't. Which is probably why Arteta went with the 5-4.
Yeah.
Like a 5-3-1.
And I also hate the outrage. I think it's just pump faking to get Arsenal fans annoyed. Of like, Arsenal should have played a different way. I hear it, to be fair.
No, that's ridiculous.
I was kind of thinking, maybe we should have an out there, but I think we've been through this. Arteta himself has been through this. 10 men down at Anfield.
Yeah,
at the Etihad before, and he's been slapped up multiple ways. So, if Arteta comes out and says, this is it, this is how we concede one or less.
Yeah.
And he does that, and he concedes one or less. And
at half time, he's probably willing to take that.
Yeah, and he does that, and he concedes one or less. I think you got to give him credit for that, because if he turns up and he gets slapped up 4 or 5, that's, it's an even worse night. You start saying, how naive are Arsenal? And, is this, are they really ever going to be challengers or whatever? So I have a lot of respect, man, because I was saying, unfortunately, we didn't get the win. But I was saying to my bro before, a couple minutes before the end, I was like, if this goes through, this might honestly be the most impressive Arsenal win I've ever seen, from being a goal down to being 2-1 up at halftime to then almost seeing it out with 10 men.
Yeah.
Especially after playing Atalanta, playing Tottenham away, playing Aston Villa away. I was like, it was unfathomable to get 9 from 9.
Yep. I agree.
From
it
would
have been
games.
One of the best. It would have been one of the best. That second half performance was, but that's where I feel like, even though obviously John Stones scores and they get the equalizer, for me, the analysis of the game if you're not looking at it from a biased point of view, really doesn't change that much.
Yeah. These are the two best teams in
The actual analysis of the game, what Arsenal did, what Arsenal maybe deserve to do, where Arsenal have shown themselves to be, how close they are to Man City doesn't really change because of that goal.
I think my overarching analysis of the game would be these are the two best teams in the country.
Yeah.
Like the way City started versus many other, like a lot of other teams, they could be 3 or 4 up.
Yeah.
The Gunda one goes in. The other Haaland has
usually
another.
are.
Yeah. Haaland has another half chance. And then I also think that there are not many teams, like I'm just saying within England, that could go a goal down to City at their place and end the half a goal up.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I mean, the record speaks for itself.
Exactly.
It's 46 or 47 games that they haven't lost at the Etihad.
So even after the second half, I would still have that opinion. But that's my overall takeaway from the game, is that like these are the two best teams in the country. I love, and we should probably speak about this a bit, the actual needle.
Yeah. That was my last point on this. I mean, this fixture, but overarching is the rivalry is building.
Yo, it's fueling me.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not even participating in the game. I wasn't even in Manchester, but I've just been like stirred at home, hating on City fans, hating on not even City fans, hating on like what Haaland did to Gabriel, thinking about the rematch, thinking about getting one over on these guys again. I'm stood here thinking like, yeah, before I used to like not like City, but there was an actual like stomach churning hate towards them. Yeah, it was just like, I hate you as a concept and entity, and you know, all the white like sports washing, all this kind of stuff.
I can pinpoint a moment that kind of changed for me. When Rodri scored at the Emirates.
Oh yeah, New Year's Day.
After that, I thought, yeah, these men are. I don't like these, man. I don't like these.
I agree.
Keep it
because that was stomach churning. That was stomach churning as well.
And he didn't. The City fans were there in that away end for him to go and celebrate in that corner.
Yeah,
but he chose to come to the other side of the pitch where the Arsenal fans were.
But I think as much as I agree with that, obviously this team is much more equipped to actually
100%. That was at the early stages.
So I agree with you. But now we're fully fledged. We're in it.
We're there.
We don't like these guys.
Yeah.
I don't like these guys at all.
100%.
I want to get one over on these guys at any cost.
Yeah.
I'm here to celebrate the demise in any way. You know, so that needle is,
and not just it's us that have that mentality, because before I might have been a bit like, I don't know, maybe Wenger or Emery or whoever would have been. I would have been a bit like, I don't know if we should build this like nastiness with Pep.
And
Pep's team.
Yeah,
Pep's team.
Because our team wouldn't have backed it.
Yeah, no, I don't know if our team has the minerals for that. But now, yeah, I know our team has the minerals. Our team knows what time it is. Gabriel is already saying,
yeah,
we will see them at our place.
And I love that.
We will see them at home.
Ben White.
And I'll be ready for that. The Emirates is going to be rocking.
Yeah. It's 100%. 100%. The Emirates is going to be so up. The players will be so up for that game.
Yeah.
And I think...
and that's the other thing. The Wenger, Emery, maybe not even so much on them, but the players just, A, maybe just weren't good enough, and B, they wouldn't be up for it.
And I do think that the fact that we're rattled, the fact that City players, fans, Pep rattled, you know, I think it says something.
Yeah.
To like how far we've come.
Yeah.
Like they never used to get routed like this. Everybody's coming out doing interviews. Yeah. Everybody's saying this. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's saying that.
Liverpool fans still love the fact that they do the little bro thing on there.
Yeah, it's serious.
Bernardo, these guys, they always came to play football. And
I think, you know, as an Arsenal fan, you should be really proud of where the team is, because there are lots of people that want to see us lose.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of like,
and after Haaland scored, a lot of people were getting
yeah. And I think there's a lot of Man City players themselves. Gundo's come back from Barcelona. He's probably, damn, these guys are a lot better than when I left. Like, I didn't think we was gonna get one at the end.
Last time he played us, they slapped us 4-1.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think everybody knows that team that other fans want, the weak Arsenal team from the Wenger Emery, like that team is not here no more.
I mean, a lot of rival fans have said that like they would love for their team to kind of put in a defensive performance. Like, show that kind of grit, determination.
What do you think though that the needle has for the title race? Like, do you prefer these sorts of title races where it can get a little bit ugly at the top, or do you prefer the one where it's like the purists for the football, just who's going to play better football?
They've said that like
Or do you think it could help Arsenal in any way? The fact that City are rattled, rather than thinking, "Oh, this is if we do our job, we win the league."
I think that to beat Pep, yeah, and obviously Klopp did it, but Jose and Conte, I think, are the only other managers to beat Pep to a league title,
Yeah,
and both of them got under Pep's skin. And
to
both
do
of
it.
them rattled him. Both of them wound him up. We talk about that Conte game all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Fabregas getting Fernandinho sent off. Aguero getting sent off for a challenge on David Luiz. It's those kind of fixtures, and it was similar to yesterday, right?
the dark arts.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna go up against a Pep team, I think those kind of small margins, those kind of details, because the best thing you can potentially do to a Pep team, and obviously this, I don't know, maybe not the best thing, but is to make them a bit emotional.
Yeah.
Make them feel a bit of an emotion.
A bit insecure.
Because Pep's team are usually just stone cold.
Yeah,
we go out there, we do our job, we know what our job is.
yeah.
To me, to you, through the thirds, and we score.
Yeah.
Right? If you can make them a bit emotional, maybe Haaland comes to the Emirates and it's an intense game, and maybe Haaland wants to drop an elbow or swing an arm at Saliba or Gabriel or something, you might be able to gain an advantage.
I think you can gain an advantage because if you make them emotional in those games, it's not just in the games that you play with them. It's also in the games when, say, we've won and they play next later on into the season.
Yeah.
And they know we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And they know what the games with us are like.
Yeah.
But they know we're not going. They're expecting us to fall away and them to have a 3.5 point lead, whatever it's going to be. But we keep on winning. They will keep on winning. But I think it gets a bit more emotional. I think that emotionalness can create an insecurity within them later on when they know we're this team now and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But I also was going to say, to your point, lastly on this game, I just feel like nobody wants to beat each other more in world football than Pep and Arteta. I think, yes, obviously Jose's still a manager and he should count, but obviously he's not really in the top five league. But say in the top 5 leagues, or at least in this country, you can just tell for them, when it's a day for Pep to face Arteta and a day for Arteta to face Pep, they're so up for it as managers. Pep breaking chairs, Arteta not celebrating goals or any. California jumped all over him. Arteta still they just want.
You see Arteta when Trossard got sent off.
They just want to get one over on each other so much more than
I think for the longest time that's been more Arteta wanting to get one over on Pep, because Pep's just been doing his thing. But I think in the last 2 years, I think it's become more of a thing for Pep. To I need to show. We know who the psycho that Pep is.
Yeah, exactly.
Pep,
the Jordan
the
thing.
whole Klopp thing. Pep wanted to bury Klopp. Yeah. And make people understand, he won one, but there's no competition here.
It's the same, but the narrative now for Pep is Arteta getting a lot of plaudits and credit for what he's done with Arsenal and how he plays football, and Pep he's still my apprentice. That's Pep.
But Pep will also take some pride in that.
I think Pep needs the challenge. He needs to be pushed anyway.
Yeah.
But I think he zeroes in.
The worst thing is that Pep finds this new challenge and he's like, I'm revitalized.
Fountain of Youth.
4-year deal.
Fountain of Youth.
4-year deal.
No, they got the charges.
But no, look, overall,
it was a great game.
Yeah,
man.
disappointing at the end of the game because we were that close to the win.
Yeah,
but
yes,
before the game, we both would have snapped your hand off at a draw.
This is one of those things where football is so cruel, because if I hadn't watched the game and you just told me 2-2, I'd have said, yes, result.
Yeah.
But because I know, because I watched how it went,
and even if City had scored in the 74th minute,
exactly,
and it finished 2-2,
as I was telling you,
we would have been they probably would have had 2 more chances after that,
and we would have said,
it's just the way things fall and stuff. I'm happy with the point. 7 points from 9 from 3, extremely tough, extremely tough,
as tough as they get.
Yeah, other than Anfield, as tough as they get.
Yeah,
right. 3 of the 4 toughest away games. So good start for Arsenal, and just need to keep this going now. But we will move it on to the early kickoff. West Ham versus Chelsea. I thought this was going to be a good game. It was one of the worst games of the week, one of the worst games of the season. Actually,
you watched this game, yeah.
Michael was meant to watch this game, but his timings were wrong.
Yeah. There was a lot going on Saturday.
But West Ham terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible, awful performance. I told you Chelsea could have their pick-up passes. They were getting time and space on the ball through the whole third midfield. Caicedo's getting time. Enzo's getting time. Levi Colwill has his choice of 3 or 4 passes. And look, Chelsea still have to go there and do the job, right? Some people will say it's never going to be easy when you go to West Ham or whatnot.
Yeah.
And Chelsea did that. Nicholas Jackson with a brace, a nice goal, nice finish, but more than Chelsea, because the guys are saying like, oh, we can't even talk about how bad West Ham were, but I don't actually think Chelsea were that good. I still don't think Chelsea are that good of a team, but West Ham were just terrible. So I think the main talking point is Lopetegui versus Moyes.
Yo, you're right. This is the main talking point. This is exactly the main talking point.
And I know you feel strongly about this.
I said this
on the pod. Run the tape.
Go back.
Go back.
As many of you who listen will know,
after we beat them 6-0 last year, we had the conversation about Moyes.
As many of you who listen will know, I said specifically when West Ham fans were clamoring and saying Moyes out, we've got to get a manager that plays attractive stuff. We want to be like Brighton. We want to be like X, Y, and Z team. And I was at the time, I remember saying, look at where Brighton are. They're 4 points, 5 points below you. They're 6 points below you in the table. You want to be more like them. They were like, we want to play more than pass out from the back. We see what everybody's doing. And I said to them specifically, I was like, wanting to play better looking football and more attractive football, calm. I understand that. I do. I'm an Arsenal fan. We've played attractive football my whole life, for majority of it.
Proper attractive football.
But don't let it come at the price of points. Don't say, I want to play more modern and attractive football, especially for a club as insecure as West Ham. We've been relegated more than once in our lifetime. Yeah. I'm not to say they're going to get relegated or anything like that, but don't let it come at the price of points. Don't get Lopetegui in.
Getting bantered by your rivals.
Don't get Lopetegui in and Moyes out and find yourself in a situation where you're 5-6 points off where you were last year, 7 points off where you were last year, always throughout the whole season. Because West Ham had a great start last year.
Yep.
It was only the second half of the season where it fell away.
Yeah.
So, Lopetegui, he's a good manager for what he's done in the Europa League, but I still have huge questions over him. And I don't like the way he left Wolves. And now he's in a situation in West Ham. He's already kicked out James Ward-Prowse, got in Guido Rodriguez,
who he hooked off after 30 minutes.
And so, if it doesn't work, you've got full crew. If they spent money on you, you've got Somerville,
Wan-Bissaka.
Everybody was saying West Ham is. Everybody would have said West Ham is probably top 4 teams in the transfer window.
They won the transfer window.
You know, so there's no excuses for Lopetegui. He left Wolves because they weren't going to spend the money. He said this team isn't good enough. They're going to go down. They stayed up, and now he's got the money with West Ham. Kilman, we didn't even mention 40 mil. Slap bang here. Here's your new centre back. Kick Zuma out. Shipping up goals.
Kilman and Mavropanos. Terrible.
Shipping goals.
Terrible.
You wanted a ball playing centre back. You've got one. Start playing ball out from the back.
James Ward-Prowse thing is criminal.
It's criminal. It's criminal.
How you can get rid of a player of James Ward-Prowse's quality and experience?
It's criminal.
To replace him with someone with no Premier League experience and who looks like he's just never going to get up to the pace of the game.
We'll see. We'll give him the what's their record? I think I said it the other day.
They've won 1, drawn 1, lost 3.
Yeah, come on, man. And but the way these other big clubs are and with the money West Ham spent, they should be trying to sneak potentially into the top 8.
Yeah.
Or
hoping to push for Europa League.
Exactly. Hoping that if we can have a really good year, put it together, we should be in the top 8, top 6 half of the table.
That's why they brought in Lopetegui. They didn't bring in Lopetegui to go backwards.
Yeah, you would have kept Moyes then.
Or to stay the same.
Yeah. That's my big point, though, about West Ham. It's got to turn around. It's got to turn around quite quickly, man.
Yeah.
And I think the worst thing about some of their losses is to the teams that they're fighting for in these positions we're talking about between 8th and 6th.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Palace, Chelsea, all these guys. So it's like
Fulham.
If you're going to be losing those games to your quote unquote table rivals, yeah, you've already played City. To be fair, that's out the way. That's a loss on the board, but it's going to get long. It's going to start looking a little bit long.
100%. They need to bounce back big time next week because Bowen's interview as well didn't look great. But we'll move on. Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Liverpool 3-0 winners. And the main talking point from this game, Luis Diaz.
He's balling.
A man on fire at the minute.
Yeah, he's balling.
scoring. I think he's got 5 goals, 6 goals, maybe.
Mm.
Second highest scorer after Haaland. He's doing the things right now.
Yeah, I think I was saying at the beginning of the season that he's a good player. I don't know why Liverpool fans wanted him out so much. He scores 1 in 3. It's not like 1 in 1.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going every game now. He's really benefited, I guess, from what Scott's trying to do. But I also do think that Liverpool obviously are a better team than Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
So
Well, they weren't a better team than Forest at home.
Yeah. Well, that's you know how Nuno comes.
Mm-hmm.
Once Onslaught versus another manager who's trying to play expansive football.
Yeah, real.
And he has better quality players. He'll do the business.
Work. Yeah, it's like work.
He'll do the business. But the savvy managers who want to come and make the game a little bit ugly.
Yeah.
Those are the games I want to see.
Not play the right way.
Yeah. Those are the games I want to see what Onslaught will do.
Also, Trent 100 goals and assists.
Yeah. It's definitely very, very nuts for a right back at his age. He's only like 25.
Yeah. And his comments, all I can say is I will be a Liverpool player for this season.
That's what he said. I don't know. There was also Liverpool fans were twerking.
Guys are saying he looks like a Galactico.
No, Liverpool fans were twerking because he came into training or like full kit or something on a Thursday, and everybody was saying new contract, full kit, training Thursday. I was like,
bro, that Florentino Perez, we know he loves a free transfer.
I told you it's going to be super tough because Jude's hitting his line every couple of days. Look where we're on, look what's happening. And all of these guys are whispering. It's going to be the same with Saliba.
Yeah.
Every time.
We don't need to talk about that.
Every time Trent goes to England, you don't think Jude's going to pull him aside. They're always going to be sharing rooms.
They're already boys.
Yeah. Yo, this is what it's on. I have Prada on the line. They full contract right there.
I do think Trent will sign a contract though.
So do I.
I don't think he'll leave his boyhood club for free.
I don't even know if it's just that. I don't really think players think about that too much. Sometimes, yes, but I don't think Trent.
Grealish did it.
Yeah, but Grealish's story, and it's not that Grealish's story is different from Trent's. They're actually probably pretty similar. Grealish's contract was a little bit funny. It was like, we'll sign this, but we'll put it in that only if Man City pay 100 mil.
A top 4 club, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Trent will do that. If he signs a new deal, he will do that.
But I don't think...
he'll have a release clause or he'll have a thing if Real Madrid come. He'll do that. He'll get his agents to do that. But then he gets the best of both worlds, right?
I think Trent will stay just because Trent is going to stay in Liverpool. Like, I think when it really comes down to it, as much as I'm like faking that he's going to go to, like, Jude's going to get to him, I think crunch time, bro, it's tough for some guys like Trent to leave where they're from the whole time. Jude did it early, made no real allegiances. Birmingham City, calm, I'm gone. I'm out there. But like, he's won everything for Liverpool. And the fans, every fan is going to be in his DMs. Every time he's out at the corner shop, whatever, you know, just doing anything within the city, he's going to be like, am I really leaving this behind? And he's probably thinking, can I do the Madrid thing in 2 years, 3 years? Can I sign another contract? Maybe, you know.
But you don't know. You're not sure how many times that thing comes around.
Yeah, 100%.
But I do agree with you. I do think he'll sign.
Because I think it's less likely that Mo and Van Dijk sign. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they're going to lose all 3.
That would be crazy.
Come on.
That would be crazy.
Because Mo could sign, to be fair, but I don't know if Van Dijk, or between Mo and Van Dijk, I think only one of them will come back.
I still kind of think all 3 of them could sign.
You think? I think they'll have a if they finish third.
Because I think for Van Dijk
and Pep goes,
and Salah, where do you really go right now?
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for them. If they go,
obviously they're top players, they could go probably get into any team, but
no, they go for money contracts. If they're going to go, they're going for the Saudi, or they're going for the like.
And for Mo Salah, the Saudi one, everyone talks about that, but I don't think Mo Salah wants to go to Saudi. I think Mo Salah wants to play at the highest level and keep scoring goals.
I agree, but Saudi won't offer him head-turning money.
Yes, they will throw the whole bag at Mo Salah.
They already gave Vinny was gonna make like a mil a week or 2 mil a week or something like that. Like, they'll offer him more than that.
But I still don't know if Salah does that. I still don't know. I think that Saudi thing for Salah he can do when he's 36.
Yeah, it will always be there. It will be
Yeah.
ever present money.
Like whilst he's still showing that he's one of the best wingers in world football, why would you go there?
All right. I don't think they lose all three, but I don't think they keep all three. Someone is gonna be like, yeah, man, my race is run here. Or to keep all three, the money that Liverpool would have to fork out, all of them are going to want
Supermax. 3 Supermaxes in one summer. Come on.
No signings.
Come on.
Negative signing. We're selling guys and not signing.
They're going to be saying, thank God we didn't sign Super Mendy.
It can't happen.
We don't have the peas for that.
Yeah. And Liverpool on the club to try and break their way.
Yeah, exactly. But look, well, there'll be more on that as the season goes
as it develops.
Fulham versus Newcastle. We have to talk about this game because the Hale End boys are balling. As we told you, anyone who's listening to this pod, that they would. The Hale End boys are balling. Smith Rowe with another goal for Fulham. And Marco Silva's using Smith Rowe as a number 10. He's kind of almost allowing him to be somewhat of a luxury player, quote unquote. And between him and Reece obviously comes on. He scored midweek for Fulham. He scored again at the weekend.
Yeah.
Yo, there's a serious attacking threat.
We said this, man. As you said, we said this. I feel like people were clowning Arsenal fans. Maybe did these guys an injustice clowning them so much.
Not us.
Yeah, but
Arsenal fans.
You know,
Twitter, whatever,
exactly, whatever. But these are some serious footballers.
100%.
Like these are Premier League footballers. Like Reece is as good a winger for Fulham as they could have got.
Yeah.
In the summer window.
Yeah.
They didn't even spend any, whatever the loan fee was, whatever, but they could have spent 30, 40 mil on a winger, and he might not give them what Reece will give them this year.
Reece is their best winger.
Yeah.
Adama. Harry Wilson.
It won't be. Whatever. 100%. And it's good to see Smith Rowe and Reece doing their thing for these clubs. And as I was saying, the Arteta training, I know Reece is loving it. I know Marco's loving it. Marco's like, wow, is this good on the ball? And he tracks back.
Yeah.
And he knows the spacing. Yeah. And he knows where to be to fill into the gaps.
Trying when to make his run.
Yeah. He expects training 5 days a week. I only do 4 days.
I know some of these managers, we saw what Glasner said about Eddie. I know some of these managers are seeing these Arsenal players that they've signed and thinking like, okay, these guys are really, really at the level.
As you said, Fulham already call it Smith Rowe Starboy.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, I'm a little bit annoyed at I can't say forced promo, but the promo that these clubs are doing with our talent. Every day Crystal Palace post Eddie. Every day Fulham post Smith Rowe or Reece. Your home. Your new home.
Yeah. The Eddie one I get though.
Smith Rowe want to get one as well. Permanent transfer.
Yeah. But Eddie, he's
South
from
London.
South, innit? So I understand.
He was at Chelsea for how long. He was at Arsenal for how long. And all of a sudden he's from South.
Yeah, no, but he is from South. That whole Palace video they dropped when they signed him going to the park and seeing people he knows. And look, how much of that was staged?
Come on.
I don't know. But
and that's just me being possessive. But
look, bro, that's a £30 million signing.
Yeah, same thing with Smith Rowe.
How many guys at Crystal Palace signed for 30 million?
Yeah. And I get it.
They should do all the promo they need.
We're doing the same thing with Calafari. Bologna, like, that's our boy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
but come on, man.
So Fulham broke their transfer record for Smith Rowe.
And they were right to do so.
But then they're going to promo him. They're going to call him Starboy. They're going to do all of that.
Not Starboy. That's our thing.
That's a touchy subject for Arsenal. That's a touchy subject.
Yeah, that's our thing.
But yeah, look, I think Reece in particular as well. I've said this before. I think Reece has an opportunity this season, and you're saying they're loving it because they win on Saturday. They're probably all out in West. Night out with the boys. Everyone going out. Anthony Robinson.
This will be the best time of Reece Nelson's life. Yeah. I guarantee you this season.
Unless he makes this permanent.
But like, as you say, playing every week under not as much pressure to win every week.
But a good manager.
Getting minutes, out with the boys. Whenever Fulham win, Reece will be heavily involved.
Yeah.
Rather than like, they're not doing small bit part, just 5-minute, 10-minute shifts, tracking fullbacks. Nah. I'm skinning defenders.
I think he'll start this weekend.
I guarantee. He's 2-2.
2-2. I think Marco Silva has to start.
And Smith Rowe is already starting as well.
Yeah.
So
I don't actually know who Fulham have this weekend.
but I think as well, the good thing about Fulham is, and this is kind of like Fulham every year, but they can actually take a big scalp. Like Newcastle should be a competitive game for them. But we were both kind of confident that Newcastle's poor performances.
Yeah, Newcastle on the other hand, their performances have been bad all season.
Yeah, they've been shocking all season.
And they need to rise on Saturday.
And a manager like Marco Silva, as you were saying, will find you out.
Yeah.
Will find you out.
Yeah.
Like if you're just like preambling, exactly, like muddling through
like
games.
You have more quality than Wolves, so Harvey Barnes can come on and score a screamer.
Yeah,
and win that game. You have arguably more quality than Tottenham, so you can sit back and let them take their shots and whatever. One pass through from Joe Linton and Isak can score. Fulham, right? You might have more quality, but this is a top coach away from home who's going to get the. If you're not at it, as we know as Arsenal fans, if you go to Fulham and you're not at it, you'll get served.
It's a long day.
You will get served.
It's a long day. It's gonna be really interesting, as you say, next week for Newcastle. ACL,
Joe
St.
Linton.
James's Park, Joe Linton,
12:30.
Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes. I expect that midfield three to start.
Yep. Barnes, Gordon, Isak. But the defense is still abysmal.
Yeah.
Dan Burn needs to come out of the team soon enough. But the last game, we'll touch on quickly. Villa Wolves.
Yeah.
Watkins scored again. Duran scored again off the bench. Morgan Rogers with 2 assists. I think, do we talk about Morgan Rogers again? We've given Watkins time. We've given Duran time. We have given Rogers time.
We have given Rogers
maybe
time.
Maybe he needs some more time.
Rogers he's just going to be a starter for Villa. Like,
he's
playing young boys, starting.
90
weekend,
minutes
start.
Every
he's
week.
the Havertz for them.
There's no early subs for Rogers.
Yeah. Emery can't believe that athlete combined with technique that he has with Morgan Rogers. Like I'm sure he can't believe it every day in training.
I don't think anyone can.
It is kind of ridiculous.
Like they just picked him up from Middlesbrough.
Yeah. And he was on a good run.
Yeah.
But surely
this.
Yeah, it wasn't this. It wasn't this. And Rogers is going to be a problem for everybody.
I can't wait to see Rogers play the other big six.
Yeah.
And I need him in a very different way to take Pascal Gross's role of watching our rivals fall at his hands. In a very different way. It won't look like Pascal Gross.
Of course not.
It won't be the same.
But the presence will be there.
It could be equally as effective.
Yeah. Shout out to Pascal, wherever he is.
Yeah.
Bruce, I hope you're doing well. Always shout out to Pascal. I think, this Villa team, man, it's kind of worrying that they might be doing the Newcastle thing, but just to a better level.
Yeah,
like their performances
100%.
some of them are all right. Some of them are so that they were good. They were goodish versus they could have won that game.
Yeah.
Had things gone their way. And there's other games where you watch and they'll go down or whatever. But Emery makes the changes, whatever it is, but they find a way to turn that game around, get 2 goals, get 3 goals.
Bro, I'm looking at Villa's fixtures and I'm seeing like Anfield in a couple of weeks or whatever.
These are the tests.
And I'm thinking, I don't even think I need to sell Watkins for that. I think I can keep one because Villa will go there with a better midfield. If they go Tielemans or Nana and Rogers, Liverpool go Anfield or Villa Park.
Gravenberch. McAllister.
Come on. They can't cope with that. So I was like, and then Watkins, Duran, Bailey, Ramsey.
I think Watkins has got going now. Like I think obviously he didn't really have a preseason. He didn't score for the first 2 or 3 games, whatever it was. It took him a while, but yeah, I think he's kind of got going now. Well, we both said that Watkins would have a good year. Not as good as he did last year, obviously, but he will still get you
15.
Yeah, a very respectable amount of goals. And the help of Morgan Rogers, who you need 2 men on at all times. You need to double team him at all times. Means Watkins has more space.
Leon Bailey. The Villa team is a proper team. Whether they go home or away to any big six side, it's going to be tough.
And on the other side, though, I feel bad for Wolves because I think Wolves have put in some pretty good performances this year.
See, Mosquera might have an ACL.
Oh, man. I saw Craig Dawson there, so I know it's not good. I know it's not good back there.
But what was it, Dawson and Totti? But I'm telling you, they left Gary O'Neill with scraps. Absolute scraps.
I still think Wolves will stay up. Like they've got quality.
If they stay up, he could get manager of the season.
Yeah, I still think they've got the quality to stay up because they've still got Cunha for now. They've still got Huang, João Gomez. Huang's not even a starting lineup anymore. They've got João Gomez. They've got this Bellegarde guy who they're asking to do all of it.
I'm not trusting, but
he's got a good goal.
Cunha, João Gomez, and Lamina.
But they also have this guy that they signed, André.
Yeah. He looks alright.
Brazilian unknown quantity.
Gary O'Neill's gonna need to get a tune out of him
quickly,
a big tune,
quickly.
Big tune out.
But they have Lamina as well, who I rate.
Yeah. Lamina, João Gomez, Andre. If that can work,
it gets a bit shaky at the back.
Very shaky.
Semedo's there.
Very shaky. Who's at left back?
Oh, Ain't Nuri.
And Ain't Nuri's not really a left back.
Yeah, he's not really a left back. He's doing a whatever thing. And then the centre backs, they don't want to play in the halfway line, which would be tough.
But yeah, I think that's it. You want to talk about Man United? Man United fans.
I think
messaged me last week and said we won 3-0 against Southampton. You don't talk about us.
Yeah, look, I just think with the United thing, look, they're probably frustrated with the draw. You know, they probably they had enough chances to win the game.
They were cooking in the first half.
Yeah, they had enough chances to win the game. They didn't win the game. It's a frustrating draw for them. But it's a point, and I actually genuinely expected them to lose the game.
Yeah.
So
they lost 4-0 there last year. So
yeah, I think they were saying that Man United haven't scored at Palace in a while.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Like 4 or 5 years or something.
I believe that.
Like
I think it's always been a night game.
yeah. I think like 4 seasons or whatever it's been, or however long it's been, that Man United have not scored at Palace. But they get a point. It's not enough. I feel like as neutral fans, we're probably saying, I'm not to have a biased opinion, but as neutral fans, probably saying, yeah, this keeps Ten Hag around for a little bit longer, and that's probably good news.
Some Man United fans will think that's good news.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by De Ligt. I know Man United fans love him.
Yeah,
he's winning headers and he's crashing into challenges, but
they're putting De Ligt in some mad conversation.
I think De Ligt is going to rack up a lot of yellows and reds and mistime a lot of things. And
Mazraoui though,
I'm still not on the Mazraoui train.
Mazraoui looks good, man.
I'm still not on
Mazraoui looks good.
Still not on the Mazraoui train.
He could be making my top 10 summer signings.
Nah, well, no. Hinshelwood. What did Hinshelwood do?
That's not a signing. Hinshelwood was there last year.
Hinshelwood's better than Mazraoui.
Well, we can argue that Hinshelwood's better than Mazraoui. I think that's a good place to end it. United fans wanted us to talk about them, and that's what you got. Because Hinshelwood.
Well, sleep on Hinshelwood.
MVPs and rookies. I don't actually have any written down this week.
Calafiori.
Yamal.
Lamine
Yamal. The stuff.
Yo.
Lamine Yamal is on.
Lamine should not be 17. His left foot is cultured. It looks like it's seen 20 or 30 years of the game.
Yeah, 100%.
His left foot is ridiculously cultured, man. The swaz, the dip. Just have this.
Talking about cultured left foot. Michael Elise.
Yeah.
Playing the Bundesliga game at walking pace.
Yeah.
There's no sprint. There's no intensity. There's no just I'm gonna stroll through. Cigarette in his hand. Play this pass. Play that pass. Bury this chance.
Michael's having the time of his life, I think, at Bayern. Just for the simple fact that he can't believe the money he's getting paid. He's definitely saying things were hard at Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
It was a tougher job back then.
And Rookie of the Week can be your boy that said Elise will flop him.
Yeah, so Edwards. You know who you are. I was having fish by the beach in Portugal, and Saul's telling me, I don't think Michael Elise is going to do well in Bayern Munich.
I don't know how you come to that conclusion.
He's a guy with unique football conclusions. I'll give you.
Was he a Man United fan?
No, he's an Arsenal fan. But I should whisper this.
More than
he works at Tottenham.
Oh, okay.
But Calafiori, obviously MVP.
Yes, definitely.
Up there. If I had to vote for the goal of the season, it's already locked off.
Yeah.
Simple. I don't need to see the other.
Yeah.
I don't need to see the other 38 games or however much is left. Endrick, because Endrick is on some crud, man. I hate him, but I love him. He doesn't do the things, but he always does the things.
Do you know the name of the player that fouled him?
No.
Well, whoever that guy is.
He's Rookie of the Week.
Yeah. What? Yeah. That? He playing rugby? That was ridiculous. But no, Endrick, even in the Champions League game.
Exactly.
He's 16 years old. He's got Mbappe here, open. He's got Vinny here, open, in the Champions League game, and he takes the shot on. It should never go in. But the keeper's made a howler, and it's gone in.
Champions League debut goal.
That's the Burnabout juice. That's Endrick.
I'll give Gabbia from AC Milan scored the winner in the derby.
Yes.
MVP of the week, good goal.
Pulisic scored a great goal.
Pulisic scored a good goal as well. Dubois and Joshua, right there. Layup. Dubois MVP. Joshua, the biggest rookie. I was telling people in the office, I think Dubois is going to win this. Not because I know anything about Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
Or even anything about boxing like that. But I just know AJ's got a bottle job in him. And so I went with Dubois. And
they're saying AJ had the picture at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with the 5 belts, and now he's lost all of them.
They're saying AJ should have just gone to Shaki instead. They're telling him if he gets up in time, he still made the after party.
And it was a clean knockout from Dubois as well.
I don't know where AJ goes from here.
He said he's going to fight again.
Does he even have belts to give up? I don't think he has belts to give up.
He's got to win them now.
But he's got big enough. And the worst thing about AJ's thing is now, it's completely a pride thing because he's got the money from the Saudi fights.
Yeah.
All the fights he did in Saudi were all minimum 50
Even this
mil.
one was Riyadh season or something.
All the fights he's done at Saudi are at absolute minimum 50 mil. And he's probably done about 6, 7, 8 fights.
Yeah.
At Saudi. Yeah. Some of them are definitely 100 millers. Like the Ruiz rematch, whatever it was. Whatever.
Didn't he fight Usyk in Saudi?
Yeah, so it's not that like AJ's looking for a check. I think AJ just wants to finish on a win.
Yeah.
He's getting boxed out.
Beat.
He keeps getting beat.
He needs to fight some scrub in the next one.
So he's gonna get rookie of the week for me, man.
Anyone else?
Nah.
Yeah, I think we'll call it there,
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed the fixtures on the weekend. The Arsenal Man City one was one of the best ones I think we've seen in a while. More football this weekend. Big game, Man United, Tottenham, Ten Hag versus Ange. So we'll
that's this
enjoy
weekend
that
as well.
Yeah, that's on Sunday.
We're eating this weekend.
So we get our 3 points and we're eating.
Man.
But yeah, look, thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you next week. Peace.